Welcome to the making of a DM. What you do matters. From the time you lay your head down on the bed to go to sleep until the time you get up and everything in between, it matters. I do caution you, today's show is very hard-hitting. It is not for children use. Please, no, I'm telling you that straight up. This is a very passionate, straight-up direct talk to you, and I hope you're ready to get going. With that said, let's get started.
I'm more Kevin's deal. I'm more Kevin's deal. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker.
Hey there, it's your boy Mark Evans, DM. And I have a show for you today that I believe is going to change the life of many. I know it's a bold statement, but I have to share this with you today. This is a Sunday morning early session for me. This message I'm going to share with you got me up around 4 o'clock this morning, wide awake. There's no way I was going back to bed because the message kept tapping on my shoulder. You have to share this. You have to share this. I literally got up, organized my thoughts, went to the gym, worked out real hard, actually very, very hard, came home and started putting pen to paper. It all started coming together. So I hope this show is listened to multiple times, depending on where you're at and what stage of your life, business, or both. And understanding that the power that's within this conversation we're going to have today, very direct, very bold, very insightful. It may go 10 minutes, it may go 200 minutes. I don't know. All I know is I'm going to share from my heart, from my soul of how to help what I've done myself. I hope it helps you, I guess, is what I'm saying, because it's something that we all deal with and struggle with. So today's show is what you do matters. This podcast show right now, today I'm doing, it didn't matter to me for 3 years. I took a 3-year hiatus because it stopped mattering to me. I didn't feel like I had anything to share with the world, with yourself, to you, the listener. And we start thinking as we're developing, and I'm trying to go back in time and remember when I was a kid, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old. My mom and dad, I still have no clue how they did it, showed up to every one of my sporting games. Playing football. I know damn well I could look back or look up in the stands and know my mom and dad are right there watching. It mattered to them, and it sure the hell mattered to me. As my other friends and guys that I played sports with, a lot of their family was never there. They might have came to the senior game or the last game of the year or whatever. And I'm not saying it didn't matter to them. They were never there. And to me, it's easy to talk, but when you have to show up and perform, it's a different animal. Guys, to be honest with you, my parents had a million reasons not to be there. They had to pay bills. They could have worked an extra hour or 2 hours. This is before cell phones and all this stuff, guys. You actually had to be efficient and effective, and you had to get shit done. And you had to be, conscious of your time. It wasn't reactive. It was very proactive efforts, plotting and planning and communicating with each another. But I just think about that time when I look back there and I see them cheering me on. What that did, that made an impression on me. I didn't even know what it meant at the time, truthfully, but I was very excited and proud that my family was there. It meant a lot to me. So much so I'm still talking about it. I'm 41 years old. That happened 28 years ago, 30 years ago or more. They showed up I cannot remember a time they never showed up, truthfully. From when I was in elementary soccer practice and football and all these crazy sports that it was hard enough just to pay to get in the sport. It might have been $50 back then. Who knows? But it mattered. And it's going to matter to my kids because it matters to me. It matters when you wake your ass up. If you say you're going to get your fucking ass up at 5 a.m., you get your ass up at 5 a.m. Why? Because it fucking matters. I know it sucks. You're looking at the clock. You're like, oh my God, I didn't get to bed till 11. Get your ass to bed earlier. Why? Because it matters. It matters when you work out. I got fat because it didn't matter to me. It affected my health. My kids are going to see that. I start thinking about them, not me. Take the stress off of me, even though it causes more stress. Focus on them. I want to be a great example, a great leader. I want them not just to talk shit. I actually want to do shit. Why? Because it matters. Matters to me. And everything I'm going to share here today to you, I could give two fucks if it matters what I say to you, what I want to do. And you should be the same way. See, I think the fact of the problem is everyone's so fucking pussyfooting around, snowflaking it up, worried about what everyone else is going to think about what matters to them. Why do you care so much? Is it for the extra likes, the extra hearts? The truth of you, or most of you, are so afraid of what matters to you, you won't even talk about it. Therefore, other people that could be affected isn't happening because you're too worried that you're going to get made fun of. They're going to talk shit about you. They're going to say something that might hurt your feelings. Probably one of the most freeing things in my life is when I discovered it doesn't fucking matter what you think about me. It really does not matter. Now, don't get me wrong. It might hurt my feelings for a nanosecond because I like people. But I also know that people talk shit. Most of the world hates you before you even wake your ass up because of what you look like, because of what you believe in, your religion, or what, like, you understand that, or what country you live in. So why would we let other people dictate on what matters to us? More importantly, why would we care what they say when we share what matters to us? Because what matters to us is what matters to us. So for me, when you eat and what you want matters. What you eat and when. If you're sitting there eating pizza 10 o'clock at night, going to bed at 11, wondering why you're gaining weight or not losing weight, well, it matters. The decisions on what you do matters. I've talked about the thought on the thought. The decisions on what you do matters. Do you understand? Making a decision matters. Most people are so worried about this or that they never make a decision, which is a decision, by the way. And that fucking matters because you're not going to live forever. You're planning for something that's not even a thing. Do it now. All this stuff I'm sharing with you here today, if you can't tell, I'm passionate about, is because what's inside of your voice, what's inside of your belly, what's inside of that brain of yours can change other people's lives, can change your legacy, can change their legacy. That book you've been talking about doing for years, you probably haven't even said it out loud because you're too afraid to say it out loud because other people are going to say, you can't even fucking spell. That was me. I've done 10 books now. I don't know the difference with there, and there. That's the truth. It didn't stop me. It actually fuels me. I'll show you, right? Because it matters. You mean letters, emails, messages I've gotten over the years? My first book dropped November 21st, 2006. You've changed my life. You've allowed me to better a future. My kids have a better school. We actually got to buy our dream home. I'm driving my dream car. Took my dream vacation. Because it fucking matters. The website you've been tinkering on and working on for the last 3 years, you're about to share it with the world, but you're too busy fucking tinkering around with it that you're never going to share it. The truth is you're scared, you're afraid that people are going to talk shit about you. That's why you're not sharing it. Everything's got to be perfectly placed. The words got to mean apps. You could do that forever. The truth is it could be perfect, and people are still going to talk shit about it. That's what people do. But you're letting their matter for you. Your voice, Your words, your pictures matter to the world. That email or blog post, you're sitting there, you've written it. It's sitting in your draft box. You're so afraid to push send, you're losing sleep over it because you're afraid to push it and get reply backs. You're focused on the 1%ers that talk shit. What about the 99% of people want or need to hear that? I truly believe, again, we all get this. Like, we live in a massive world, right? It's clear. We could connect to anybody we want. Anybody. I don't care who it is. Anybody we want. Via social, etc. But yet, so often we feel like we're on an island by ourselves. Frustrated, confused, scared, excited, happy, desperate, discouraged, just all these emotions and all these thoughts, and we think we're alone. The best medicine is doing exactly what I'm doing right now, sharing. This is not a perfect podcast show, nor will it ever. It's a real, raw, genuine show that I just want to share my voice. If you like me, great. If you don't, I don't give a fuck. What I do care about are the people that do like it, that do listen, that do take this information and do something with it. Because it matters. And I know there's people listening to this show right now because I've been this person. Trust me. The truth is, I was this person before a show even existed. In the late 90s, early 2000s, I lost a car to repo. So I pay cash for cars today. It's affected me so drastically, seriously. Like devastation. Straight up. Sitting in an efficiency apartment with no gas, no electric, with a candle reading a book. How to Make Money in Real Estate. Columbus, Ohio. As I'm sitting there, I'm asking myself, fuck, what I do right now does matter. I have to put the work in. I became siloed. I became a solo person. I thought I was the only one going through this. I didn't realize there's other people that's been there, done that. So I started reading these books and realizing I'm not alone. I get it. Sometimes you think it doesn't matter. Sometimes you think where you're at doesn't matter. Sometimes you think what you're doing at this moment, it's Thursday night, Friday night, go get that drink and relax because what you've accomplished matters. But the truth is you haven't done shit and you know it. I don't have to tell you. You already know that. But you're using it as an out. I used to do the same bullshit. People are celebrating stuff they should not even be thinking about celebrating. You haven't done anything. But the best medicine is sharing your journey, sharing your story. When shit hits the fan for me, I sit back and say, oh, it's going to be an amazing chapter in a book one day. Oh, I can't wait to share this on the podcast show. It's not sexy. It's not pretty, but it's real life. And I believe it fucking matters. It matters to me. Therefore, if it's happening to me, it's happened to the thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, probably millions of people. The only way I would know is if I share it and get feedback. Because I'm not afraid of you coming to me and saying, oh man, that's bullshit. You can say what you want, delete. Right? We have to get urgent with the now. It matters. You could die tomorrow, today, right now. Your voice, those pictures, like I said, matter to you and other people. Get urgent with the now. Push send. Submit the proposal. Start writing the book. Start marketing the book. Create your podcast show. I'm going to take a picture and show you what my podcast studio looks like. Because there's no fucking excuse for any of you guys not to have a show yourself. I don't care if it's talking about dildos. Get a show. Because it matters to you. It matters to other people listening. I remember my boy Sean Whalen was talking at the event in June. And he said, and I want you to really understand what I'm about to share with you. He said something very interesting because people are coming and learning, how do I get rich? How do I make millions of dollars? That's awesome. We all should want that, by the way. But do you realize, Sean said, do you realize people are making millions of dollars a year making and selling dildos? I want you to think about that for real. Do you understand how crazy that sounds? But it's real. It's true. And we're trying to figure out how to do whatever you do and make millions. It matters to someone. 6-inch, 12-inch, 20-inch, width, length, all that stuff, right? It matters. One of the biggest lies in life is treat others how you want to be treated. The truth is, everyone would be walking around with black eyes because people treat themselves like shit, the majority of the people. And you treat other people better than you. Dude, treat people how they want to be treated. You don't know what they're up to. You don't know why they like whatever. Treat them how they want to be treated. Because it matters. I want you guys to do something. And I've done this. I didn't even know I was doing it. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, I used to run newspaper ads in the Columbus Dispatch on Sunday saying local business owner wants to meet mentors, older mentors, to help me in my business. Something of that effect. This is before social media and posting something on Facebook and getting 100 replies. This is like taking a fucking real life phone call and saying, hey, John, what's up, buddy? Hey, I saw your ad in the Columbus Dispatch. What's going on? What are you up to? And yeah, blah, 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 blah. Great, let's meet up Bob Evans. 20-something years old kid meeting an old guy, 70, 80 years old that's run multi-million-dollar companies. I swear I'll never forget on the Tangi River Road, Bob Evans. That's where I met pretty much all of these guys and gals. And I'm sitting there, and this guy said, Mark, this is 5 minutes in the conversation. You running that ad gave me purpose in my life today. I saw it. I called. 3 hours later, we're meeting. My grandson's been a wreck lately. He's got green hair, tatted up, fucking piercings everywhere. He's just a dipshit. I've always wanted to have the conversation you and I are going to have today, but he's too damn hard-headed and has his head up his ass so deep, he's not even around. And heavens forbid, I hope he's alive 12 months from now. Me posting that ad mattered. I was reaching for something. I didn't even know. I'm searching. You understand? We're all searching. That's why you're listening to the show. You're searching for something. You're searching for solutions, answers, questions. You're searching results because it fucking matters. And as he told me that, I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm thinking the same thing. I wish I could have sat across from my grandfather, had this conversation. He was never a business person, but shit, he raised 9 kids, had 5 jobs, was a train conductor guy, and, you know, many other things on top of that. But like, I remember I got a chance to go to the railroad and go in the yard, and I was so scared of the trains. I was like 6, 7, 8 years old. I don't remember, but I remember crying, and like, why wouldn't I get on? There's so many things in life that's like, why? What was I missing? But go to a nursing home. Get with someone older. Have a conversation with them. See what really fucking matters. Promise you they're going to say, I wish I was more present in life. I wish I would have done more XYZ. I wish I would have invested more in myself. Wish I'd have spent more time with my kids. I wish I'd have found my soulmate. I wish I didn't care what the fuck anybody else thought about me. I wish I would have just went for what I wanted. I wish I didn't listen to my mom and dad and go down their path, not my path. It's not always easy. Who said it was going to be easy? It's not always the most well-received, but who said it should be well-received? If they knew where you were going, you would already fucking be there, wouldn't you? Exactly. If they knew what the opportunities held, they would have done it themselves. I was watching this Don Pena thing, and he's like, I want to ask you guys a question. He said, my question is this. Do you want your kids to be like your parents or grandparents? Typically, the answer is absolutely not. Why? We live in a different time, and maybe grandma, grandpa, mom, and dad barely survived, barely thrived, barely did anything, and then ultimately handed that to me. It's kind of cycle of life, right? We always want our kids to do better than us. If we go back multiple chains, multiple layers, they probably weren't doing the best. They probably were barely surviving. They may have been sleeping on the streets. Who knows? That's not meant to be taken in a negative way, by the way. Just a real conversation. We want the children and people around us, we want to leave the world a better place. But you can't do that if you're not sharing what matters to you, because that's what matters. What you say matters. Your verbiage, your wording, your thinking, it matters. When you see someone post a Ferrari or a mansion or a great vacation or a great family, what you think instantly, subconsciously, boom, fuck you, show off, jerk. Wow, that's awesome. Congratulations. Whatever you're thinking matters. That's subconscious program. If it's not serving you, you better straighten that shit up quick. How in the world could you be ultra successful, having exactly what you want, talking shit about everyone else? You can't. It's impossible. You'll never be happy or satisfied, ever. You'll never be living your life because you're too worried what others think. How do I know? Because that's the way you think. That's the way you talk. That's what you do. You know you're a dickhead. And there's a bunch of you out there. So if you actually start shining and start sharing of what matters to you, people are going to talk shit about you because that's what you do. See, when you see a great post, you should like it and comment. Boom. Congrats. Amazing. Great share. Thank you for sharing. Every single like and post. You should be doing something like that. Instead, most of you voyeur around. Think about, oh man, that's bullshit. Yeah, his mom and dad gave him that. Oh, his grandpa left him all that money. Oh, this person, like, dude, seriously? Do you know what it takes to be successful? What you think about matters. You start working out of that cycle by being appreciative. Seeing people succeed, prop them up. Give them a shout out. Let them know they're helping you. Let them know that message was important. Let them know that car they just bought that they've been dreaming about for 20 years. You know what's interesting about cars, houses, and watches for me? Has nothing to do with the thing. Has to do with the process. You only fucking see the thing, but it's the process that it took me to get the thing that I'm celebrating. That's why I win, because I love the process. I'm in the process. I'm not quitting no matter what you or anybody says. You only see the watch. The big mansions, the houses, the cars, all this shit. I see the journey. When I flip over my watch, my AP Skull watch, and it's $120,000, I think, dude, seriously? Man, 23 years in the game. It took you this long to get it, but you got it. Now what are you going to do? What's next? What's the next piece? When I got the rules at 30, you got to understand, for 18 fucking years of my life, I thought about that car. Maybe more. But I remember 18 solid years. Rolls Royce. White with tan. Got a white Rolls Royce Phantom with tan interior leather. I used to drive a shitty car, an old truck, with siding and windows on it with a rack. And I'm driving down the freeway by myself, smoking 20-cent cigars probably. I forget what they're even called now. Driving down with my windows down because I had no AC. I had my hair blown because I had hair then. And I'm being dead serious on 70 eastbound heading back home. I would be thinking, I was imagining, I was literally sitting in a fucking Rolls Royce at that time. I swear on my life. I'd turn a corner. It felt so different. I'd give it gas. It'd accelerate different. It's the same shitty truck, but my imagination was helping me like conceptualize this into a real thing because it mattered to me. Call me materialistic. I don't care. That's the truth. It mattered to me. And because that mattered to me, I'm able to do amazing things for my family, the people I care about the most. Find your thing that matters to you and start living it now. Even if you don't have it, start thinking, talking, reading about it, understanding. You can ask anybody that knows me. I'm telling you right now, when I'm hot onto something, I know every fucking thing about it. Everything. I'm a research machine. I'm listening to videos, TV shows, reading books. I'm learning about it. I want to know it intimately. I know who has the offers. I know how much you're asking. I know where they exist. I know what state, city, town, individual, the fucking phone numbers. I'm on it like white on rice because I know what I want. And I don't care what you think. Most people know what they want, but they're too afraid to tell people. More importantly, they're too afraid to go after it because they're afraid of what other people will say. That's the truth. What you dream about matters. What you dream about matters. What are you dreaming about? What you talk about matters. I said that earlier, but what you talk about matters. Some dipshit I was talking to via text is like, hey man, can you save $25 on a wire fee by sending it bank to bank and ACH? No. Why? It's $25. Well, man, money's kind of tough. That's your problem, not my problem. Keep in mind, this is a multi-5-figure deal. But that's what he's thinking about. That's why he's fucking broke selling me stuff. I'm not judging him. It's the facts. That's how he's run his whole life. He's 40-something years old now, and he's still talking like he was 10. He'll be talking unless he straightens his shit up till he dies. See, it's interesting. What matters is also what you don't do. See, I don't believe, this is my personal belief. You don't have to like it or not. I'm just sharing I don't believe you can get wealthy by focusing on saving pennies on things. Meaning, if your cable bill is $147, do you invest 30 days of your life, because that's how long it takes to get someone on the phone with a cable company, to change the plan and save $12 a month? If you do, I don't believe you'll ever be successful and wealthy in life. Ever. I don't think they go together. If you're sitting and driving 24 hours away to save 3 cents a gallon on your gasoline, you'll never be wealthy. I'm not saying you won't have money once in a while, but I'm talking fucking stupid, wealthy, rich. You can't get wealthy by squeezing the penny so hard Lincoln's nose is bleeding while you're out there trying to grow your wealth. I just don't think it happens. And now maybe second, third generation, because they're playing not to win, they're playing not to lose. I'm playing to win. And I'm not winning by saving $12 a month. I'm not winning by driving 24 miles down the street to save 3 cents a gallon on gas. I was talking to my cousin, for all fuck's sakes. He's telling me how he drives an extra 15 to 20 minutes, almost bragging, and I hope he's listening to the show, almost bragging that he's saving money because he doesn't go through the tolls. I was like, well, how much does it even cost? I don't even know how much it costs to go through the tolls. And he doesn't even know, but he knows he's saving money. Well, that sounds like a fucking great idea. You don't even know how much it is. What if it's 10 cents? What if it's 2? First of all, what does it matter? The number one thing we're all chasing more of is to get more time. And I simply said, dude, time is your most valuable asset. Yep. So why are you wasting 30 minutes a day driving around toll booths? Oh, man, I just don't have the money. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, that's a different story, though. You being fucking broke mentally is your problem why your bank account is reflecting that. Because he's in a position where he can make as much as he wants. We all are, by the way. The only person that set that limit on you is you. And I don't care who you are. That's the facts. I remember laying in bed thinking about this. a long time ago, even still today. Shit, I still do this. When I first, you guys know, I've never read a book my entire life until I was 18 years old. First book I ever read was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So that was my first mentor, really. Right? A lot of people think you need to have a living mentor that you go meet and shake their hands and go to their events and all this stuff. Truth is, books are the best mentors in the world. I mean, you're getting someone's knowledge for $20. It's pretty amazing if you think about it. But I read that book, and I remember laying in bed, and I'm like, I'm tired. I was literally working 16, 17, 18 hours a day, literally. But I was 18, so it didn't matter. But I literally was doing that, and I didn't think it was a big deal. It was getting me closer to my goal. But I made it the thing to myself is I got to read like 3 to 4 chapters a day of any book. And I don't care what book it is, because I kind of bounce around, once I read that book, I started realizing how powerful books were. So I started reading multiple books, 2, 3, 4 books at a time, because sometimes I'd get bored with one and move around, right? Anyways, I'd remember, let's call it 20 pages. I'm a slow reader, so 20 pages takes me like 20 minutes minimum, depending on the size of the font, size of the book, etc. True story. So I would literally I got to read. And I'd start talking myself out of it, start making up all these bullshit excuses of why I can't read the book. I'm busy. I'm tired. I got a lot of work tomorrow to do. I got to get to bed. I can't stimulate the brain because if I do, I won't go to sleep. Just all this stuff. But those 3 chapters a day, let's be honest, it didn't matter that day. 3 chapters, no big deal. But I wasn't worried about the 3 chapters. I'd worried about the habit of creating the 3-chapter momentum. Today, at this point, I still read every day. And I've read over 5,000 books. If you've ever been to my office in Florida, I have hundreds, if not thousands of books, not counting the thousands I've given away. I read real books too. I don't read online books. And I'm not talking audio books either. I'm talking old school reading. This is 1996 and beyond, like real reading. Some books are small, some books are bigger. But I can tell you this, if you ever came to my Millionaire Mansion experiences, you remember I'd have like 200-300 books stacked up. I had different piles. I didn't have a bookshelf like, professional in this multi-million-dollar mansion. I have books stacked because that's how I read, right? I would grab a top book, boom, I'd scan it, boom, grab this one. This is what I need right now. I didn't read a book just to read a book. I often read a book to get knowledge of where I was at that moment of what I needed help with. If it's marketing, if it's business development, leadership, whatever it is, I would read that specific topic. So I kind of had my formula, and everyone should get their own. It's not about me or someone else, but find your formula. But to me, those 3 chapters matter. They mattered then, they matter now, and they'll matter forever in my life. Because what I'm trying to share with myself is creating habits. Habits create confidence. Confidence breeds success. I get up early, 4:44 every morning. I try to do it 7 days a week. It does not happen 7 days a week always. It happens often, but not always. I try to read 3 chapters a day. That's very, very, very big for me, and I typically do most of that, but I still miss it. Working out, I try to work out at least once a day now, but I did. I took off a long time. I was just half-assing it, and I didn't get it. So don't think that whoever you're watching, by the way, is never 100%. And if they say they are, run because they're trying to get your money. They're lying to you. It's not real. Shit, I barely remember to brush my teeth 100% of the time, right? We're busy. We have things going on. But your habits matter. If you want more confidence, you want more structure, you want more growth, start creating these habits. It really pops you up and pushes you forward and creates confidence. My mentors in life, through the books I just shared with you, it mattered. They had to sit down and write the book. They had to edit the book. They had to go out of their way to do that work. It mattered to them, which matters to me, which will matter to the people I touch. Just like your book, just like your podcast show, just like your vision, your purpose, your charity, whatever you're up to matters to the world. You have to understand this matters. You have to take aggressive action and get it to the world today. I shared the story of why keep on going when it doesn't matter. There's days that seem like you're like, it does not matter. It does not matter. When I had no electric, like I said, when I got my car repoed, I'm like, why does it matter? I'm a loser, but I got to read this book. I'm a loser, but I got to get up at 4:44. I'm a loser. Got to go to bed early. Got to get up early. I'm a loser. I would say stupid shit to myself. But again, everyone talks different to themselves. I like negative pushing to drive me forward. You may like to be, snowflaked up. I don't know. Whatever it is, whatever works and gets you the results you're seeking, that's what I would do. And I'm talking real results. I'm not talking bullshit results that are vanilla. I'm talking like real results that are massive, that are life-changing, legacy-changing for you and others, right? So with all this stuff we're talking about, when you start doing what matters to you, you're going to get shit talkers. Straight up. You will get them. I don't even know they exist anymore, but it used to affect me. The truth of the matter is, some of them may be your family, maybe your spouse, maybe your kids, maybe your cousins, maybe your uncles, maybe your best friends. But what you do and what you say and how you react or don't to them matters. So I want you to keep a great close look of that. The only person you can control, my friend, is you. That's it. Shit talkers are everywhere. I don't acknowledge them or address them. I just move forward. I have a buddy that does the opposite. He loves engaging them because why? Well, it kicks up his ratings and he gets a lot more viewers. That's not my thing. It rattles me. It messes with me. He loves it. He gets off on it. He's good at it. Not judging it. There's no right or wrong. What serves you the best for where you're going? Not everything holds the same weight. And I talked about that earlier, about talking about pinching the pennies to get massive wealth. Are you focusing on all the things that are saving $2 here, $3 there, $1 here? Or are you out focusing on what kind of content, what kind of delivery, what kind of message can you get out there? What kind of volume can you do? Hiring people, growing your revenue. Every fucking person is trying to save money. They don't have a saving problem. They have a making money problem. That's the facts. That's the truth. You don't have a saving problem. You have a making money problem. And the truth is, if you're so busy making it, you'd actually be spending less. Instead of out buying the new Yeezys or going out and going to these cool vacation spots, celebrating, shitty results and acting like you're balling. And truth is, you're in the closet balling, literally tears running down your face because you know you're a fucking fraud to yourself and you know you're better than that. That's real talk. Get used to it. Who you hang out with matters. Stop being the king of the dipshits. Be the dummy. Be the one that's asking for help. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't be the loser asking for help just to ask. Ask, do, results, drive forward. Next, etc. It matters. We all know this. When we were kids in high school, you hang out with drug addicts, you're labeled as a drug addict, even if you don't even know what drugs look like at that point, right? If you're a bad kid hanging out with the bad kids, you're a bad kid. If you're a good kid hanging out with bad kids, you're a bad kid. It matters. So why, as an adult, do we think it doesn't matter? It matters actually more now than ever. Hang out with better people, get better results. How you install the toilet paper matters. All right, that's kind of a little crazy one, but it does matter. It's got to be top down, right? How you interact with folks matters. I talked about that as well. When you see a comment you like it. Comment on it. Let them know you're present. Let them know they matter. It's always interesting to me because I'm going to die one day, as you are too. But why can't people tell you you're doing a fucking amazing job today? Why do they got to wait until you die? Oh, he was an amazing human being. He impacted my life. So do you understand if you told someone like that today that's alive and could actually take that information and do something powerful with it, what that would do to the world? Think about it. True story. I've done this with my parents. I've done this with my grandparents, my grandmother. Unfortunately, I was young when my grandfather died. I'm doing it with my in-laws, creating these legacy videos talking about caring, who they are, what they stand for, what they're about, what they did, what they enjoyed, what's fun. I want to know who they are. I don't want to wait until they're dead to talk about it and reminisce. I want to see them come from their voice and tell us. But picture how cool it'd be. That's why I write my parents letters often. Not as often as I should. I'm hard on myself. But I write my parents letters often. Hey, Mom, thinking about you. I just want to say you're an amazing person. Thank you for all the hard work you did. Thank you for guiding me on the path. Thank you for always being, whatever. But I'm telling her why she's alive. And I'm telling my dad, etc. Write my wife letters once in a while. tell her how much she means to me, shoot my kids videos, send it to their email. So when they turn 15, they get it and they can see me talk to them. I might be dead. I might be alive. Either way, they get to see it from my voice of what they mean to me because it matters. And I promise you it matters to them. Having fun matters. Being present matters. I'm working on that because I'm going 100 miles per hour just like you. But present is a big thing. People know if you're not present, be present. It matters. Being an amazing role model matters. I want to be an amazing role model to my children. That's the only ones I care about, mostly. Myself first, but then them. I want them to see dad get up early. I want them to see dad bust his ass working out. I want to see their dad push the boundaries and limits of what's possible, not what people say is possible, but what's possible inside. I want to drive to the next level. I don't want to talk about it. I want to show them. I want to lead by example. Not just my kids, my teams, my companies I work with and run. Like, I want you to understand this is so much bigger than you. What we do, though, matters. It starts it. It sparks it. And as you're sitting here listening to me, there's a lot of people. I picture me looking out in an audience, 100,000 people in an arena. And in their belly, I see everyone's belly. And I see a lot of little lights lit up. Only about 1% of them have like these big flames in their belly. Because they know what matters. They know what matters. And my job, my goal, my vision, my purpose, me being here right now at this very moment in your ear matters to me. How do we take that little flame and turn it into the 100-foot bonfire? How do we have people all around the world? Because if I can impact you, you can impact others. What I'm doing right now matters, just like what you're doing matters. There's no taking away. We can only multiply together. If I matter, that doesn't mean you can't matter, and vice versa. We both can matter, and if we both matter together, we can multiply the vision, the purpose, the voice to help more people. And that's what matters to me. I want to multiply. Hence, why I'm not doing a one-on-one call with you. I'm doing a podcast show on a Sunday morning while my family's eating breakfast, and I'm up here taking time away from my family because this fucking message to me matters. Maybe one person hears it. I hope that one person hears it and does something with it. Maybe 1 million, maybe 10 million. The truth is, I told my wife before I came up, I was like, I believe this may be my biggest podcast show I'll ever do in my entire life because it matters. And I think a lot of people are walking around thinking, well, if I do that podcast show, it really doesn't matter. There's other podcast shows that kind of talk about that already. Bullshit, it matters. Well, I kind of want to write this book, and a lot of people's already written about it matters. Well, I kind of want to start this little business, and it kind of doesn't really, it matters. Well, if I don't show up to my kid's sporting event, it's only 1 out of 100. It doesn't really matter. No, motherfucker, it matters to the kid. I promise. I promise. It matters. Well, I don't want to make that phone call to the seller or the buyer or the private money guy or this business person or that. It matters. If you don't make that one, you're not going to make the other one. Make this one, the other one becomes easier. They all matter. You matter. I want you to leave this show today and go out there and do the work because it matters. It's not sexy. It's not fun all the time. It's not enjoyable. No one's like high-fiving you when you're doing most of the real work, pretty much all the work. It's after the fact. Because once it matters to you, you have to share it. It's never been easier to share what matters than it is today. And there's people out there thinking, I need blah, whatever your blah is. I need help here. I need help there. I want to talk to someone that does this. I want to be through this experience. Whatever it is, I do not care what it is. It matters. I don't care if you're talking about trees, flowers, grass, birds, skies, weather, whales, whatever it is matters to you. And if you're sharing it on a consistent basis, it will matter to others. You can create a movement. Create the conversation with yourself, implement the conversation, and share it with the world. Because truthfully, my job here is done today, It matters to me that you actually do something with this information and take it. Please keep me posted with your progress. Make sure to hit me up on Instagram at Mark Evans DM. Take it, run with it. Do not let other people tell you what you can't do. Tell me, motherfucker, what I can do. That's what I'm more worried about. That's what I want to hear from other people. What can I do? Not what can I do. Many people told me I can't do everything I'm doing, and I promise you, I'm doing it, and I'm just getting started. So please let me know what you're up to at Mark Evans DM on Instagram. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate you being here. Go out and make it happen, and keep me posted with your progress, and I will respond to you. Why? Because it matters to me. Have a great day.
I'm Mark Evans DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. From a small town in Ohio, so I know how it is. Did not come from a lot of money. I remember as a kid, wanted to make 100 racks. Didn't see no one making more than that. Graduated high school with a 1.8. They should have held me back. I hope my principals and teachers are alive just to witness this. I'm my own boss. I'm out here running 2-8-figure businesses. I can walk away from it all and I'll be good, but I've been called to help people just like y'all learn the game. It's time to ball. Everybody chasing the money, but I'm not chasing the money. I'm out here chasing the purpose. Yo, I've been working my whole life. What got us where we at isn't gonna get us where we wanna go. So it's time to push, time to learn, time to grow. I'm Mark Evans DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. It's time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. I'm Mark Evans DM. Deal maker. Deal maker. Deal maker. Deal maker. Deal maker. DM project.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.